Hey everyone, hopefully y'all staying safe and having an awesome day. But if you've been on this page or if been following me for a little bit, I love sweets. But if you're new to your channel, I love sweets. I love baking, so I love trying to mix different things together, trying to figure out what can I do to make it better. So today I was feeling like something sweet, so I decided to bake something a little special. I really love cupcakes, so let's see what I can do with it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this as much as I do. So let's get going, guys.
So first thing we're gonna get going, we're gonna go ahead and get this caramel going. Caramel, I don't know, however y'all pronounce it. So first we're gonna take some heavy cream, or here I use some coconut milk. I used about a cup of it, and then took a cup of packed brown sugar and let that heat up and give that a good mix. Make sure all the sugar's dissolved in there. Then I went to go use some vanilla bean paste. If you can't find this, that's fine. I really wanted to try this out. I loved it, so I'm probably gonna get more of it. But you can also use vanilla extract if you want. So we're gonna bring it up to a simmer, and we're gonna let this sit, and we're gonna let this simmer till you get that nice amber color we're looking for, just like this. And once that happens, we're gonna go and take one stick or half a cup of butter and throw it in there. We're gonna get that nice and melted in. Then we're gonna go and let that cook for a little bit more. Once that's all melted in just like this, we're gonna go ahead. I decided to make a salted caramel, so I took some flaky salt, threw it in there, gave it taste, and see if I can get that good salted caramel taste. Once that's done, we're gonna go and pretty much pour this into a bowl, and we're gonna let this sit and get nice and cool. And it's gonna thicken up, so don't worry about it being a little bit liquidy now. So we're gonna set this to the side. While the caramel is cooling, we're gonna go ahead and start our batter for our cupcakes. So this is everything that we need right here. So here we're gonna take 2 cups of flour. I used AP flour. I've also heard you can use cake flour. Then I used a teaspoon of baking soda. Then I went ahead and used a teaspoon of baking powder. Then I took a cup of sugar, threw that in there, and then hit it with some salt, and I gave that a good mix up and get everything incorporated. Next, we're gonna go ahead and get our wet ingredients ready. So here I took a cup of milk, 2 eggs, and gave that a good, nice whiskey business. Once the eggs and everything are all mixed up into the milk, we're gonna go ahead and put our vanilla bean and our vanilla extract in there too. And then once we got that in there, we're gonna go and take our half a cup of butter and put that in there, melted butter. We're going to give that a really good mix, and then we're going to go and start making our batter for our cupcakes. Now that our milk mixture, or our booby milk mixture, is all mixed up and ready to go, we're going to go ahead and start mixing our liquid into the dry. Don't do it the other way around. So here I did a little bit at a time to get everything, make sure I got everything incorporated. I know it's a little bit longer, but I wanted to make sure I didn't have any lumps or clumps into the actual batter itself. Now that our booby milk is all incorporated, we're gonna go ahead and start filling our cupcake tins here. I used my little I don't know what you want to call it, measuring cup in here. So you want to fill these about 3/4 of the way up. They're gonna pull up a little bit, so don't fill them too much. Then this batch made me 20 cupcakes. So we're gonna go ahead and put these in the oven at 325 for about 20 minutes, or until you get a nice golden color on the outside. And also, if you stick a fork or a knife into it, it comes out with a clean crumb. Once all the cupcakes are cooked and we're gonna let them cool down, we're gonna go ahead and make the filling. I'm gonna do these as a stuffed ube halal. I can't pronounce it, but it's a Filipino sweet potato. So here I took some potato starch, some coconut milk, some ube jam. I threw that in there and gave that a good mix up, heated it up. You gotta make sure you gotta get all those clumps out from the potato starch. I use potato starch instead of cornstarch because it gives it a little bit extra better taste when it comes to all this. Now that everything's mixed up, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit more to this. Here, I used some more of that vanilla bean paste. I really fell in love with this stuff using it for the first time, so I'm definitely gonna get more of this. Then after that, we're gonna go ahead and throw in some condensed milk. Then goes in some evaporated milk. Once the evaporated milk is in there, we're gonna go and take some ube extract. You can find this at most Asian stores in the Filipino aisle. I just like the color it gives. I really like that purple color that you get from this. Then we're gonna go throw a stick of butter in there. We're gonna let this cook down. Once we get a nice little bit thick consistency, we're gonna go ahead and let that cool. I put mine in the freezer. It took like 3 hours to cool all the way down, because once it cools all the way down, so you get nice and thick and get that type of feeling that you want. But don't forget, if you're going to put it in the freezer, you're going to go ahead, or in the fridge to cool down, you got to go ahead and take some saran wrap and put it over the top. It's going to keep from having a weird nasty skin over it as it cools down. Now that everything's cooled down, we're gonna go ahead and start the process of actually assembling our cupcake. So here, I took that ube filling here, put it into a piping bag. I did a little bit smaller nozzle. I probably should have put a bigger one, but here, then you're gonna stuff it right in the center and then give it a nice cream pie. You know, we all like that yummy, creamy filling in the inside, don't we all? So once we got all that done, we're gonna go ahead and just set them to the side, and we're gonna go make our chocolate ganache and move on to our frosting. So with the frosting, we're gonna do a simple buttercream, caramel, and ube frosting. So here you're gonna take, I used a cup or a cup and a half of butter. You want to make it pliable. You don't want it melted, but you want it pliable like this. And I gave that a good whip just to get that nice and airy. Once you did that, I threw a spoonful of confection sugar in there. Once I got a nice airy mixture that I wanted, I went ahead and threw my caramel sauce in there. Here I used, I think I used a 1/4 cup here. Use as much as you want, honestly, whatever you feel like. Then make sure you scrape down the sides, because any baker will tell you, want to make sure you scrape down the sides so everything gets incorporated. Once I feel like I got everything incorporated, I went in here and threw in some more ube extract. Like I said, I love the color it gives the frosting, and with against the actual vanilla bean cupcake, it stuck out and it gave it a real nice contrast. Once that's go, we're gonna go ahead and start adding our confection sugar until we get the consistency that we want. Use a spoonful at a time. You don't want to add too much and it becomes super sweet, because the caramel is kind of sweet and then the ube extract is kind of sweet, so you don't want it over sweetness, because confection sugar usually becomes super sweet really quick. Once we got the frosting how we want it, we're going to go and set that to the side. We're going to start our actual chocolate ganache. Here you're going to take I use 2 cups of heavy cream. We're going to bring it up to a light simmer, or I would say light simmer. Then we're going to take, these are espresso chocolate chips. You can use any chocolate chip as you want. I just like this espresso chocolate because it gives it a nice bitter sweetness from all the sweetness from the cupcake to the frosting and the filling. You can add a little bit of it at a time until you get a nice, everything is melted and you get a nice velvety smooth chocolate ganache. So after we do that, we're gonna go ahead and start dipping our cupcakes for the tops for this ganache. So here we're gonna go and just take it, dip the top in there and twist it, and we get a nice smooth surface is what we're looking for. Once we get all of them dipped, we're gonna go and let these sit until it gets a little bit the shell starts to harden and you can actually touch it so it doesn't stick to your finger. But don't worry, if you have extra of this, you can go ahead and make you some super awesome and delicious hot chocolate. You're gonna take pretty much, if you have any more heavy cream or milk left over, just heat it up and mix it together, and this is gonna become a super awesome and yummy hot chocolate. So now that these have hardened and got a nice color to them, we're gonna go ahead and start piping these bad boys. So here I used a I don't even know what the tip is called, but I used the tip to make it look like this, and then we're gonna give it a nice even swirl around the top, and that's pretty much it. I also took some of these biscuits that I had and put them over the top, and I also had some cashews that I put it into the food processor, and I gave it a little nice texture on the outside. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did enjoy it, go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and more people will see my video and I can help out more people. And this, if you are your first time here, go and don't forget to smash that subscribe button, because so you guys don't miss out on any more how-to videos or awesome recipes just like this one. And like always, hopefully guys, you're having an awesome day, and I'll catch you back next time. Peace.